What if there was a paint that had the power to awaken something old, or painfully dated, or something you simply thought was lost forever, because it could form a strong bond regardless of age? If a paint could give any time-worn surface stunning new life, you have to wonder, is it still paint? Regal Select Exterior from Benjamin Moore.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's Four Seasons. Welcome to TV 35. I'm glad to have with me my dear friend Renee Hollander, and you work with
Community Service Board of Middle Georgia.
Thank you. That's a mouthful right there. And for some reason, I always refer to it as mental health. But there's so many facets to it. Now, one thing under your umbrella is LOCC. Now,
LOCC.
Tell us about that.
LOCC stands for Loving Our Community Coalition. It is deemed by the WDIG, which is Department of Behavioral Health and Development Disabilities, for us to join with the community, learn from the community, reach people and help people through community networking, basically. Jose Lopez, our coordinator for WDIG in Region 5, has organized and worked with us to coordinate a group of people in the community who wants to help and love on people. The whole purpose is to help people with behavioral health services, but usually you have to help with their physical before you can help with their mental. So by saying that, we address a lot of different issues within our LOCC. Some of that is homelessness. Some of that is the hungry. The hungry is a big situation. So if you can help clothe someone, address those needs, then we're able to say, well, let's talk about your mental needs, your behavioral needs, what's going on in your life when it comes to sleeping right, eating right, your relationships with others, if there's an addictive disease of some sort, drug use, alcohol use. It's a vast and very wide, broad majority. And so the idea with LOCC is to get together and say, oh, I don't have any clothes. I don't do clothes. Do you do clothes? Or this person doesn't have somewhere to stay. Do you know of a place we can send them? And usually what it is we're meeting the needs of individuals as a team, as a community.
Works so much better that way.
So.
And what a great group of people. I started going to this group probably 4 or 5 months ago, and not only you get all these minds together and start solving people's problems, and when you show the love of the community, when you show the love of Christ, it is so much easier to cross that next barrier when you get to it. But what I love about this group is, of course, growing up in Lawrence County, I feel like I know most everybody, but then with this group, I get to put a face with it, because a lot of times I'm talking to people, you don't know who they are, and then you get there and you say, oh, so you're John Doe, whoever. But it is such a good group of people, and it's the fourth.
It's the third Wednesday.
Third Wednesday, okay.
Third Wednesday of every month we meet. We were meeting on campus at the Community Mental Health Center, is what most people around here know it by. But we have grown. We are growing. We started off around 12 people, and now we're up to about 70 or 80 people. That's not on our email list. We have probably about 200, but steady core group of about 70 people who come to this meeting monthly to address the needs of the community, to learn from each other. People share, businesses, organizations, ministries share. We have ideas or visions. For example, the food drive. For those who have driven through, I think it's the second Wednesday of the past couple months, we've had the food drive at the Dublin High School, and it has been chaotic.
Unbelievable
But we have, with Widows Oil Ministries and the Dublin High School, or Dublin City Schools, we have been able to provide food to over 300 families within an hour.
Yeah,
within
it's
an hour.
That's incredible. That's a
Yes.
that's a well-oiled machine right there.
Well, it's getting there. It's getting there. We have a lot of support and help. The police department helps us out, the school, and then everybody who's the volunteers within it are actually members of our coalition.
Yeah.
So we have people from Healthy Starts to Rise Up. They I can't even think of them all. Easter Seals helps out, but it's just a random group of people within our community that has a passion to help others, and we meet to learn from each other, because a lot of times there's needs within the communities, and we don't even know. We don't know what's already offered.
Yeah.
So that's another part of the coalition, is to know what's offered. Which kind of goes into what I really want us to talk about is our summit that's coming up,
Right.
2019's Loving Our Community Summit. And the whole concept is to help educate the community so they know what services are provided, what organizations are doing things that people who have needs don't know where to go or don't know what to say. And the services are being provided in the community already. This is a beautiful community.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful area, and beautiful people live here.
And the most loving people that want to help if you know how and what and who needs help.
Right.
But we want to talk about the summit. We got to take a commercial break. We're going to come back and talk about it. It's coming up at First Baptist Church Family Life Center, and it's just in a few weeks, and we want you to be a part of it. We're all going to be there. We're going to be learning, because I always say, when you're green, you grow, and when you're ripe, you rot. So we're green and growing.
That's good.
So we want to keep growing, and we want you to grow with us. So stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, I'm Brad Grimes with the City of Dublin Natural Gas Department. How to recognize a natural gas leak. Look, some of the signs of a gas leak include seeing bubbling water, or dead or discolored vegetation in otherwise green area, or disturbed soil, or a dense mist above the pipeline. Listen, a hissing sound that is near gas lines, appliances, or meters that could indicate a leak.
Hello, I'm Eric Cates, Field Supervisor with the City of Dublin Natural Gas Department. How to recognize a natural gas leak. Smell. The distinctive odor of rotten eggs. Natural gas is an efficient, safe, colorless, and odorless gas. For easy detection, we add a harmless chemical to give gas a distinctive odor. Most people describe the smell as rotten eggs or hydrogen sulfide-like odor. Leave. Don't delay. Get away. Leave the area immediately and move to a safe distance away from the potential leak. Avoid using any sources of ignition, such as cell phones, cigarettes, matches, flashlights, electronic devices, motorized vehicles, light switches, or landlines, as natural gas can ignite from a spark or open flame, possibly causing a fire or explosion. Natural gas is non-toxic, lighter than air, and displaces oxygen. In severe cases, if not used properly, natural gas can also lead to asphyxiation. Do not try to identify the source or to stop the leak yourself.
If you think you have a gas leak, we're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Call us at 478-277-5048.
Welcome back, everybody. Renee, we were talking before the break about the summit coming up at the Family Life Center at First Baptist Church. They're always so good to us, aren't they?
They are. They're letting us use their Family Life Center again this year. And so we're really excited. May 31st from 10 to 2, First Baptist Church of Dublin's Family Life Center.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of things going on consistent throughout the day. So if you can't be there on time, just come drop in, walk in when you can, leave if you need to. Lunch will be provided as you RSVP. So hopefully we've got the flyer, we've got the information you'll see, and get the phone number and stuff to RSVP. And we have vendors, people, insurance companies, to Healthy Start, to Widows Oil Ministries. There'll probably be some school supplies given out. There's a lot of stuff from the SOAR Clubhouse. That is a great thing with Emerging Adults. Emerging Adults is such a great program. It's for 17 to 20-year-olds. I could be getting those ages wrong.
A lot older than I am.
But it is a program to help them just become adults, basically. And they're learning to do community service. They're learning to build relationships with people, find goals. What is their path in life? It's a beautiful program, and they always support us too. So we love our emerging adults, but the whole day is going to be full of all kinds of community information, like a resource fair.
Right.
Now, with that being said, the ultimate purpose behind our LOCC is to educate the community on behavioral health needs. Behavioral health means addictive disease, development disabilities, and mental health. So it's a broad spectrum. But we've got some ladies dancing, we've got some choirs singing, we have some individuals, professional business people speaking about how they dealt with mental health, or how they've dealt with their family members with mental health. We're making sure that those in the community know where to go if they need help with any of those three categories. It's going to be a long day, a busy day, but there's so much going on. And my favorite part is when we did this last year, we asked the community questions. And they really was interested in learning more about the ministries in our area. I'd like to say that again. The ministries in our area. And I say that because we have a lot of churches around here, and we have a lot of churches that have ministry minds and outreach programs, clothes closets, food pantries, different things. But one of the ideas that we've had from doing this summit and asking these questions is a lot of community individuals who could flourish from those ministries don't know about them. So with that being said, our Loving Our Community Coalition has decided this year to organize and invite our summit through our churches.
Okay. Churches, listen. This is so important. Whether you sing in the choir, you're a youth minister, you're a Sunday school teacher, look, and I'll say this, and you're a preacher's kid, so I'm going to say this from a preacher's kid. The preachers can't do everything. So wherever you go to church, little church, big church, medium-sized church, the preacher cannot do it all. We have to help. So here's where we need to help. Go ahead.
What we're wanting to do is make sure that the churches are aware of the behavioral health services in our area.
Yes.
And with that being said, I do believe that if someone is having a hard time with alcohol, they'll come to a church. If someone's having a hard time because they hear voices in their heads and they can't make sense of it, that they'll go to a church. But do the churches around here and the pastors around here really know where to send someone, where to really get help for someone that might just show up at the doorstep?
The answer is no to that. Because,
and that's my worry.
Yeah, the answer is no, because since I've been going to these LOCC meetings, I have quizzed pastors. I run into so many pastors, and through our board working on the homeless shelter, which we're going to have a table there at this meeting. So our ministry will be there talking about, we're wanting to put a homeless shelter in Lawrence County. So come be a part of that. That's just one table now. There's so many tables, but we're going to have our own table there. But I have been talking to pastors, and I ask them, what would you do if somebody come to you and they were contemplating suicide? Or what if they came to you and they were seeing things or hearing voices? And not a pastor yet has told me they know what to do other than to call law enforcement. Which, if you don't know what else to do, you know, I guess that would be the thing to do. But the best thing, if we trained our pastors, trained our lay people, trained our youth ministers, because folks, you may be sitting at home saying, I don't even want to hear about this mental health. Mental health is real. Mental health issues are real. And we want to thank our governor, and I'll say it right here. I want to thank our governor for putting money in this year's budget for mental health, because if you talk to Sheriff Dean, I had lunch with him last week, about a third of the inmates in that jail are mental health patients that don't belong in jail. And that's what the sheriff, Darren Mitchum, Larry Dean, they'll all tell you. They don't belong in a jail cell. They need to be with people that know what to do, because they're not trained.
And the police department would love it for everyone to learn more about the community service boards in our area, because there are things that you could do to where we can bypass that they can keep the streets safe.
Yeah.
Or help deal with
It
other
affects us
situations.
all,
Yeah.
though. You may, and I have people all the time say, well, you know, mental health don't affect me at all. It does. It does affect you. You know, it affects the taxes you pay. It affects the crime. It affects the jail cells. It affects
classrooms.
It affects
Everything.
us all. It affects us. And I'll say it again, mental health issues are real. It is real. And that's why we need to be, and this summit is a great place to start for you. If you're just, even if you're retired, and you're sitting here watching us and you say, well, I'm retired, no, this don't affect me, come to the summit. Come to the summit. First of all, your RSVP, you see the information been showing up on the screen. The numbers are
Free
there.
lunch.
Yeah,
Free food.
just a RSVP.
Coffee.
Food's good. Hey, you feed them, they'll come.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that, you know, especially a bunch of Baptists like I am. We're going to come, and we'll all come. My Church of God friends, my Methodist friend, Nazarene, all of you, I want you to come. But it is great to come, and it is a great educational tool.
Yeah, one thing that we're doing, the members of our LOCC, we've spoken with each other about who goes to what church or what ministry are you in or how are you connected or where does your grandma go to church
That's
at?
right.
And we're actually going to take some information, the flyer, the RSVP information and stuff, and we're actually asking the churches if they could put it as an insert with their bulletin or post it on your bulletin board or put it on your PowerPoint reel that plays all your announcements before church starts. So please be on the lookout that information should be coming your way. And if it's not coming your way, you can get in touch with this man.
That's right.
And we will get that information for
Very
you.
easy. Call the TV station. We'd love to get it to you because we need you. We need anybody that goes to church, small church, big church, medium-sized church. We all need to be involved in this because y'all, listen, the scripture is very clear. You know, we're to help the needy, the orphans, the children. That's what the scripture tells us. So if you read the same Bible I do, it's real clear in there. And you know, this stuck out to me about 2 months ago, and I shared with Sonny, and it's all we talk about now. But Proverbs 19:17 tells us that to help the needy is a loan to the Lord, and He will reward you greatly. Let that sink in a minute. Think about that. You know, when that first stood out to me, Renee, I said, Father, you don't need nothing I got. Everything I have is yours. But the scripture is clear. What an awesome feeling to loan to the Lord. Mm-hmm. That's just awesome to me. I mean, just the fact that I'm loaning to the Lord. I'm not worthy of that, but the Word of God says that, so it's truth.
Yep.
So and that's the end of that, because you can go with that. But and He will reward you greatly. What a great way to be rewarded, to come to this summit and to get involved in building a homeless shelter in Lawrence County, getting involved with Rise Up.
Rise up.
And we've said that a few times. Rise Up's fairly new. I went to the ribbon cut and it was cold that day. I do remember that part. So it had to be, I guess, November, December, October, something like that. I don't really remember, but I know it was cold that day. But Rise Up is on Calhoun Street, right there at Cordell Lumber Company across from Garbett Construction. And it's brand new, but the numbers that they're drawing is incredible. What is Rise Up? Tell our viewers.
Rise Up is a recovery center utilizing peers. It's really just a house to hang out in, with making sure that those who are in recovery can be encouraged to stay in recovery.
Right.
So there's no insurance needed, there's no paperwork to fill out, it's just a place to come and hang out. You can bring your family. They have meetings there of all kinds of sorts, AA, NA.
Right, and it's a safe place. That's what I like about it.
It's safe, and they have a music area, guitars and all kinds of stuff, a pool room,
pool table,
a gym.
Yeah.
They've got a fire pit outside. They have a living room area. They do yoga. They do Bible studies.
It's great.
It's just a place to have support.
Yeah.
From people who know what you've been through.
That's right, and and I can't say that enough. It's a safe place, is what I like about it. Where I know Super Bowl Sunday, instead of going to a party wherever, where there's drinking and drugs or whatever that you want to stay away from, they had a Super Bowl party there and had about 400 people. I'm close on that number because I talked to them about what a success it was. But so about 400 people there in a safe environment, no drugs, no alcohol. You can still enjoy the football game, but you have moved on to a new life with new friends, and you're going to never look back, and them drugs will never take you over again, or alcohol's a drug too. So it's all one classification, but that's what I love about it. A safe environment where you don't have to worry about those other things. And you just hit on it, Renee, with people that understand your plight, that what you've been through.
They've been there, they've experienced it, and they're a support system for each
Yes.
other. I love to go hang out over there and just
great.
get to know them.
Oh, it's great.
And I learn a lot from them.
Yeah.
They learn a lot from me. So.
And the girls that are running this have been there. They have fought it. They've been clean for years. So it's not like you've got people heading this up that don't understand. So if you're sitting there watching us right now and you're smoking a joint, or you're drinking beer, or you're doing meth, which is a big drug right now, and I'm telling you, there's somebody watching us right now. You're doing drugs right now while you're watching this show. We know that because out of 30, 35, 40,000 people, somebody's doing drugs. So I don't have a camera in there watching you. But I want you to know that somebody's sitting there watching us right now doing drugs or alcohol. There is a better way. There is a better life. And Rise Up is a great place to start and be amongst people that will not judge you, and they will show you that it is a great life. And y'all, I grew up in the drug years. Smoking pot was normal, drinking beer all the time, but that's only good for a season. But you need to get out of that season. There is a better life, and Rise Up, I'm telling you.
Rise Up shows love and does not
it's
judge.
wonderful.
It is
It is.
It's a beautiful picture of Christ.
It is. Amen. Non-judgmental. We want to stress that. Be a part of it. Just show up over there. That's all you got to do.
And they have food too, so if you're hungry.
Food. We back to that food thing, aren't we? You can tell me and Renee like to eat.
We like to eat. But there's a lot of support there.
It is great.
And that is one example of why we want to do the summit.
Yes.
Is because we want to show the community and teach the community that we have a lot going on in Dublin.
Yeah.
You just might not know about it. So this is a great way to come out and learn and see different things. And hey, another thing I just thought of, you can check your insurance. If you don't have insurance, we can help you look into it.
Wow.
We also can help provide with HIV testings. So it takes less than 2 or 3 minutes. It's a prick of a finger. If you ever question it and are hesitant even finding out how to find out if you have HIV or not, it is a very discreet, very quick little process.
Right.
And we'll also have that going on during our summit.
What a
from 10 to
great
2.
service. What a great service that is, because even though you might not hear about HIV all the time like it was in the heyday, it's a real problem. And it's out there. So if you want to come get that test, you heard Renee, it won't take but a couple of minutes. Nobody's going to know.
The earlier you find out and the earlier you know, the more healthier of a life you can live.
Yep.
And the longer life expectancy you have.
And we love living, don't we? Mm-hmm. We love to live.
There's a lot to do.
That's right. We're going to take another break, and we're going to come back and wrap things up. Stay with us.
Text Jet Food to 40244 and save 40 cents per gallon on your first fill-up with a Make It Count loyalty program, and 5 cents a gallon every time you shop Jet Food Stores branded Marathon. Text Jet Food to 40244 right now. Jet Food Stores and Marathon, a winning combination.
Welcome back, everybody. Renee, we got just a few minutes. Now, we've been talking about the summit. What about people listening and said, well, I like to have a table myself. How do they do that?
Well, we have a vendor form. You can grab that. You have it.
Yes.
And so we can get that information out to you. A lot of people, members of our LOCC, should be able to get that information to you too. So we do have a form. It's just a quick contact information and a quick email connection, so I can give you the details, make sure you know what time to be there and stuff. But you can represent any program, any company, any nonprofit, any ministry, anything that you want to help show and educate the community. It's a resource fair amongst our education on behavioral health. Okay. So it's just a quick email or phone call.
So if your church, and just call the station, I can email it to you. we can get it to you. It's real easy. Email it, you pick it up here, whatever you want to do. But if we mentioned churches got clothes closets and things like that, Day Springs Church over in East Dublin, they feed about 600 a week. 600 people a week. Let me tell you, that's a great ministry right there. That's a wonderful
It's a lot
ministry.
of work too.
It is. It's a
lot
whole,
of
but a
work.
lot of people get involved, and they had contacted me last week because they saw a need. Somebody they take food with had lost their husband, and power had been cut off, water and everything. So they had contacted me, and we've been working on that for them. So that just goes to show you, out of that ministry, we've got all kind of people that can do something. We can't pay everybody's power bill, water bill, that kind of thing, but they are people willing to help. And it takes a lot of people to take meals. Now, some come get them, but they take meals all over Dublin and East Dublin and Orange County.
Yeah, that's
and my
beautiful.
hat's off to Miss Rowe, David Darcy, and Lisa. And if I start calling names, and I already started calling them, hadn't I? But anyway, there's a lot of people involved, and I love every one of you, and I appreciate what you do. And this community appreciates it, I'll tell you that. But so many people, Renee, we don't realize some of these are homeless. Some of them don't get a hot meal.
Right.
Some of them don't have electricity. So they get that hot meal, and most of them twice a week. They go 2 different days.
But see, we need to know that.
And that is such a...
Because the ones who can clothe, the ones who can feed,
Yeah.
the ones who can shelter, the ones who can help address the behavioral health needs, we need to work
and now,
together as
all
a
of a
community.
sudden, it's a holistic service.
It's a holistic service.
I mean, that's what I'm hearing. We figuring a lot of things out right here on this program, aren't we? See, you get 2 of us together, and we both love people. I know you, and you know me, but we love people, and those of you watching us know how much I love you and how much that we want to help here at the station and this community. But because a lot of you call me every week, and whether we can help or I can help, I know where to get that help.
Right.
And see, if you are, if that's one of your weapons that you can put in your arsenal, your church, or even you as an individual, knowing where to send people, no matter what the situation is, it don't have to be mental health. It could be anything, like you said. If they don't have clothes for an interview,
Right.
we know people get clothes.
A car seat for your child.
Yeah,
I know who to call.
see, I mean, those are the kind of things that are accomplished every month with the LOCC. It's the 3rd Wednesday.
3rd Wednesday of every
Third
month.
Wednesday.
And right now we're meeting at the Owl.
Old West Lawrence High School.
Yep.
How about that? You learned something right there, didn't you? Owl.
Yep.
Old West Lawrence High School. Everybody knows where that is. 3rd Wednesday of the month. Come and be a part of it. Just you need to come be a part of it. And every month we take something. I know a few months ago we all took bars of soap for a prison ministry. And then this past month we all brought canned goods for another ministry. So, you know, the good thing about it, Renee, we're not wealthy people.
No,
and
sir.
most people watching, we're not wealthy people. Most of us are just regular people. But when we put our resources together and we bring us a sack of canned goods, or we bring a case of soap, and then you figure how many we have at a meeting?
60 to 70
Okay,
people.
let's just say 60 people. We all bring 5 bars of soap. That's 300 bars of soap. You can help a lot of people there. Or you bring 5 cans apiece. You bring 10, and most people brought more than 5 cans.
Yeah.
You bring 10 cans, 60 people. That's simple math right there. All of a sudden you got 600 cans.
We're making a difference.
Yeah.
And the easy way to explain it is my great friend Pam Otts. Her idea is if everyone in the community brings a little bit to the table,
Yeah.
a lot can be accomplished. So
Amen.
we've kind of adopted her slogan of
Yeah.
what is your little? What can you bring to your community?
And that's a woman, and she gets embarrassed when I brag on her, but let me tell you,
does.
Pam Otts brings a lot more than a little.
Yes.
She brings a lot to the table, but you know, all you gotta do is bring a little, and then all of a sudden we do have a lot. And Pam's definitely one that's taught me a lot about homelessness, and she's taught me a lot about other things. So did Dr. Otts. Dr. Otts, we were talking about him at the game the other night. He's delivered over half the babies in Lawrence County, you
Right.
know, so he touched a lot of lives. But he was a wonderful man, and Pam's carrying on that same tradition.
She sure
So,
is carrying it, and she is the. I've learned a lot as just as a Christian from her.
Yeah,
How to
amen.
carry yourself, how to walk, how to talk, and how to love others.
That's right. Yep. You can't love anybody too much. So LOCC, remember that. OWL, remember that. And the summit. That's
summit.
the last thing. The summit. Hit us with before we go, the date and the times on the summit again.
Our Love in Our Community Summit 2019 is May 31st at First Baptist Church of Dublin's Family Life Center from 10 to 2.
Okay. Be there. Be a part of it. Get a table. Come eat. It's right there on the screen right now. Go ahead. I'm going to leave it just a second while we close out. You see the information. Write the number down. RSVP. And you got you a free meal there with it. We got door prizes. We got all kind of really cool door prizes. And you know I'm killing just a little time while you write that number down because we don't want you to miss out. But that's the 2019 Summit. You see it right there at the First Baptist Church Family Life Center in downtown Dublin. Renee, I appreciate you coming today.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Yes, I know you're a busy person, but I appreciate you taking the time because this is important.
It is. I'm excited.
Yes, to educate as many people as we can. Well, I'll see you at the summit, and I'll see you at the Owl, I guess.
Yeah.
Third Wednesday.
Third Wednesday.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today on TV 35. Have a wonderful day.